So we are in a new era of Pink Cafe, and I feel like we have been shifting. Things have been shifting to a new everything, fresh everything. With that comes, healing and just taking a pause to contemplate everything.
Yeah, how you feeling with all of the changes, the subjects, the new unfiltered conversations that we're having?
Yeah, the unfiltered conversations have been really raw and real and things. I love that we're moving away from only speaking about like, give me your tips to stay productive. Like, yes, we want to be productive, but also we want to make sure that we're not tapping into hustle culture anymore, that we're not, just that we are taking that moment to breathe. We're taking that moment to just
connect with ourselves and not live in automatic. I think that's something very, very important.
Exactly.
But we have a show to do, and we want to welcome everybody at home. Thank you for joining Pink Cafe Unfiltered. I'm Natalia.
And I'm Carolina. And today, the guest that we have is going to be tapping into these different topics, no hustle culture, how to talk to our inner child, how to heal, and how to breathe. More importantly, breathe, and make sure that we are connecting to ourselves.
Yeah, I'm so excited to introduce to you Blanca Lucia.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Un super honor para estar aquí con ustedes dos. Desde el primer día que la conocí, it was just a beautiful day, a perfect day to just be in community with powerful women. Yeah. And I'm honored to be here today.
We're so happy that you came. I think that the day that we met, we spoke about so many beautiful things like manifestation, dreams. I remember we connected about like a dream, like, I want to write that down. I think you told me something like that. I'm like, me too, what you said too, I wrote it down. And I think the connection and the admiration, started there. And we're like, we have to have you in the show, So thank you for being here. And yeah, I mean, there is something that is really, really interesting to us because we're learning, and it's something that you do and you're an expert on, and is about breath work. And I don't know if Cacho, have you experienced breath work before?
Along the lines of, box breathing or taking a deep breath or, but I know there's so much more to it. Yeah. And so much more that it just helps you with everything in life, with healing, with transitioning, or, so we can't wait to hear.
Yes, tell us more.
So I'm certified in Breathwork Detox. And Breathwork Detox is a healing modality, like you said, because we all experience stress and trauma, right? Stress se va. Stress could be like you go get a driver's test and you're behind the wheel and you're under all this stress or stress in traffic. Then there's trauma. Y trauma no se va. It doesn't leave like your body. So Breathwork Detox helps address both so that you can have clarity, so your vision can be clear, so you can make executive decisions. So the power of Breathwork Detox is it alleviates the day-to-day stressors and the trauma that maybe has happened in your life, because our body keeps score. And many times we get triggered in different places, maybe at a job or in a relationship or different places, that those triggers are from past traumas. And sometimes we have to pause and be like, what am I really mad about? Is this me, or is this little Blanquita that's mad right now, right? Wow. So breathwork for me has helped me relieve a lot of the trauma. So the very, very, very first time I did Breathwork Detox, the message I heard was, stop drowning in the stories you're telling yourself. Maybe that I'm not enough or not worthy. And then I was like, I realized that the stories I was telling myself were only this deep, when if I just lift up, like that, it's a relief of that. Maybe that little trauma from little baby Blanquita, right? So Breathwork Detox really allows you to go into this euphoric state. So you're breathing for about 30 minutes. And when you are breathing, you're kind of releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Again, it could be the day-to-day stressors or those traumatic events that maybe are unwired unconsciously in our brain, that then we're like, you know what? I'm actually because it's unfiltered, I'm going to say it.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I'm actually a badass, you know, or I'm actually, you know, a chingona. And that story that I told myself was really what was holding me back for so long, you know?
Wow.
So it's such an honor to be here in an unfiltered edition.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. And I'm so excited that we met you in community too. We have friends in common. And that day I remember it was so beautiful. Like you were sharing at the beginning. It was just, I felt this energy moving. I felt everyone just wanting to be there, wanting to share, being vulnerable, opening up, and which are some things that sometimes we kind of like hold back a lot into being, you know, authentic or reaching out even when we need help, when we need to just kind of like shake something off, you know? So I feel like that is beautiful. And there are different things and different practices that we can do to kind of like bring ourselves to that new stage, you know, or that new mindset, you know. Do you think that going into breath work, is it a mindset? Because to be honest with you, I've tried it sometimes, even meditation, and I feel like my mind is going everywhere. Like I'm even guessing, like, am I doing this right? Was it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe, 2, 2, 3. You know, it's like, how do I know, you know, if you're doing it right? Or how do you quiet those moments or those thoughts in your head while you're doing something that is to center you?
I love that question. So that's the monkey brain. Like you have to do laundry, you have to wash the dishes, all the to-do lists that we have to do, right? So the monkey brain, if we think about our brain is wired to keep us safe. So if we find ourselves in a vulnerable state, like in breath work, right? Where it's kind of like, oh, tapping in, your brain's like, oh, I don't know if I want to go here. Let me just occupy that I have to wash the dishes and I have to go do laundry, I have to meal prep. So your brain kind of tries to play and pull you out. So before you go into any energetic space or mindfulness or meditation, I want to remind everybody to just set clear intentions. What is the purpose? Like, why am I sitting here? So before you even dive into any of those works, even yoga, even when you drink your cafecito, like really pause for a minute and like smell it, right? And set your intentions like, today's a good day. Today my intentions are. So before doing anything, breath work, yoga, meditation, prayer, like what's the objective? What's your intentions you really want to be in? So that you grant yourself permission. Because they say, right, praying, you're talking to God. Meditation, you're listening. You're listening. So before you dive into your breath work, right, or whatever session, just grant yourself permission. You know what? Like, I just want to hear the most clearest connection right now. Because praying isn't an L, right? It's straight. And so same thing with breath work. When you're in your breath work session, allow yourself, you know, I really command to just hear clarity, like have pure clarity and bliss and joy, so that when you're in the breath work, you kind of say, oh no, I need clarity, not the laundry, not the dishes, right? And you grant yourself permission to just be in that moment. So setting intentions is like the key, the first part.
I love that. I love that because it's quieting all of those voices, but then listening. And that's powerful that you say that, because when you listen to that deep thing, it's like, what do I really want? How do I want to feel? And all the stuff. And when I did the work with this coach, and then my tears were going down this way. And then she's like, what did you hear? And I'm like, what? and I did hear. And then she's like, you know, when you were doing this, I'm sure at some point you were so connected. And then oh my God, I think I want to cry. And I think at the moment I was going through a heartbreak. And everything that I heard, and the only couple of things that I heard was, take a leap, take a leap, take a leap, take a leap. And it was like, take a leap of faith of everything in my life, like from the heartbreak to my job, to next level of relationship with my sister, with my parents, to say my truth of secrets maybe that I had. And it was just like, oh my God, I'm finally authentically me, Natalia, the little Natalia. Finally, I can find her and tell her, I love you. I am doing my best from your dreams. And it was that moment that the lady helped me just like listen, but I didn't know that that was a voice. And I'm like, take a leap. Like I said it so innocently because I heard it so many times, but between the other voices. The other voices didn't quiet, you know, because I was still, okay, she told me to close my eyes, okay. You know, and it is beautiful. So now it's like, I want to know more. I want to know, you know, I want other people to feel that. And I think it's so beautiful because it's like a life-changing experience that you go through. And then, you know, it was always there and we just didn't pay attention. And now we're like, oh my God, I want more of that for my life, for my friends. So now we can have those kind of conversations with my friends too. I think I was so disconnected. And so many people, I'm sure watching us, you know, we're so much disconnected from our own bodies that it's like, you know what? Take a leap, take a class, take whatever you have to do, but like get that connection with yourself.
Going deeper.
I'm not going to say sorry for my tears, but it was real at the moment. Like, holy.
Thank you for sharing.
It's incredible how these new things that look new, but they were always there. We're just discovering now, you know, they're affecting us in such a good way.
And I want to say thank you to little Natalia, you know, for showing up. And that's so powerful to be able to show up, not just right now, but the younger version of you. And I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Thank
the
you.
little Mujer Maravilla.
Thank you.
I know.
You too, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for being part of this moment.
For being part of here.
This is a sister moment, but we're very vulnerable with each other, and we're very close in that way that we can be just kind of open when we come across these topics. And you know, coming back to when we were preparing for this, we were like, oh my God, these conversations are about to get very, very real because we're getting into those subjects that, you know, maybe we haven't talked about in public, or things that we have been a little bit like, okay, that's something for me, or like no one cares, or no one, you know, like you don't really want to share. I've been through therapy also, and I've come across, you know, therapists that are very by the book, or like, you have, you know, I'm going to diagnose you with this, or like, you know, you need to see a psychiatrist to be, you know, to be prescribed a medicine for this and for that. And I'm like, wait a minute, there has to be a lot more that we can tap into to feel better, to get to know ourselves a little bit more. And sometimes we just need to take that moment, take a breath, take a beat, and quiet those voices, like you were saying, and be like, what do I want? What am I feeling? What is my, like, even touch your skin, feel you know, your pellejo, and feel like, really be present in that moment and set intentions. That's so, it's so powerful because we get so caught up on like life and work and anything doing. That's been like my thing for like every time I feel like, you know, my soul is speaking to me when I say like, we have been so fixed on doing the work, or like being excellent, or being successful, or being, you know, I have this immigrant mentality of like, you have to do work because you have to succeed and do not miss any opportunities. But I forget to breathe, to like physically,
literally,
and figuratively too, like take a pause and tap into that other side of me. I haven't even thought about like my little niña sometimes.
Yeah.
Or have I? Yeah.
We can tap in right now.
You can tap in. Yeah. Do an exercise.
Okay. If I think about the little niña, little Carito, I feel Carita. Mis papás me dicen Carita. She was a very, very shy, quiet girl. She would never see her doing a TV show or a podcast in her future. I was always very, I guess my parents, we grew up in the most beautiful household. My parents are such a lovey-dovey couple, still together 43 years later. They come to our shows and we're really close family. But I think that little niña and me, without even realizing or knowing, always grew up with an older sister. And I have to share that you're older than me. I grew up with always looking up to my older sister, and she always knew what she wanted in life, you know? And I was more a little scattered, you know? I like dancing, and I like drawing. And then later on in my years in life, I started college, like 5 different college careers. Like I started graphic design and then business and then marketing. And then I ended up in sociology when I started tapping back more into like, what do I really want to do as a human? You know, I did sociology and then I ended up in journalism. But anyway, going back to La Niña, I felt like it was hard for me to develop that side of me because I always, like my parents were always like, ay, Natalia la estrella, en carito, ay, my princesito tan linda, so cute, and I was a little chubby kid, and I was, you know, it was like, I was the cute little chubby princesita, the little princess, and then my sister was like the superstar, like the, you know, but that also created, you know, a lot of pressure on her. We have talked about it and everything, but yeah, I feel like that little niña in me, I kind of like put her in a little box because I didn't kind of want to tap back into those, that it wasn't like a sad childhood. It was more like, you know, I was just shy and quiet. So now I feel like I embrace more who I am now without going back to La Niña, but I know I should. Sorry, that was very long. But.
No. Ahora se volvió una leona superstar que ya entendió, you know, who she is and who she has become and why she came to this world. And I admire you for that and I honor you for that.
Thank you.
La verdad.
Do you get a lot of, is this something common in your practice? Like, you know, people like either really, really love talking back to their niña or niño, or
they don't
no,
care.
it varies, but a lot of times, you know, there's a lot of people more than we know that have experienced, you know, traumatic events, whether it's domestic violence, a witnessing of that, or sexual, right? Unfiltered, I have the permission, you know, have experienced sexual trauma in their lives. So it's so much of not just like La Niña, but La Niña that maybe had this certain experience, right? And so this experience, we want to just kind of show up like La Leona. And I have actually guided meditations where you go present and you go to wherever that age was, maybe 7, you know, you kind of hold their hand and show up there and be like, you can't hurt her anymore, you know? And in the meditation, like literally the person causing harm, visualizing them just kind of like, kind of go out into the light, and where you can really kind of hold and hug that version. So it's not all the time that this happens, but there are women clients that have experienced, right, these detrimental traumatic events that through guided meditation, before even going into the breath work, to allow them to tap in that they are this warrior, this lioness that's here to protect all versions of who they are, and really come out with a fierceness, you know, once they come out of the breathwork sessions.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so my purpose is to really help women break cycles of pain, or just break cycles. You know, you guys are saying, you said you have to be this go-getter, even just that survival mode, right? We're constantly in survival mode. So my own practices is I own the morning. I wake up early at 5 a.m. Like I have slow mornings. When I start my days with slow mornings, the rest of my day goes in flow, because I can't show up all like, chaos, right? I have children. When I take my kids to school, we leave extra early. Por eso llegué temprano too, right? But I play music so that when they get out of the car, I pour positive affirmations. Okay, mijo, my smart, talented young man, he's 12, right? Have a good day, you know, before he leaves the car. My 16-year-old, okay, my beautiful, hermosa, poderosa, you know, have a wonderful day. She leaves the car. And I pour into their morning routines, because I remember being a child and we were on the go, like, oh, my backpack, you know, and I'm worrying about, and I was the baby of 4, so fui la última of everything. So just breaking the cycle, even just that way, right? On not that survival mode, and just like calming our nervous system. Because when I was 7 and like running into the car and running out of the car, right? how was I like learning? Because I was like, okay, worried, me van a dejar atrás o me van a, you know what I mean? And so now, even as a mother, I practice just being very present and very slow starts, so that when my kids get out and they go to school, they're already already programmed, like, okay, I'm cool, like tranquilitos, to be able to like receive the information at school, because middle school is already hard for my middle school son. My daughter's in 10th grade, you know, you're like in the middle, you're not a freshman, you know, you're kind of in limbo. So it's important to just own your mornings every morning. Even if you guys do a little bit of breathing, it doesn't have to be breathwork detox, but even we could do it right now, just even pausing to just like own, sink in with your body. Like you said earlier, right? We're not connected to our body, just connecting into your body, into your womb space, you know, like as you breathe. We could do it together. So let's do for 3, okay? In for 3. Hold for 3. Let it out. In for 3 more. Hold for 3. Let it out for 3. How do you guys feel just with those 3 breaths?
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Like
Calm.
Yeah, calm, relax. Yeah, when you were talking, one of the things that both of us have been really, really not struggling, transitioning out from is the hustle culture.
Yeah.
Because you said something similar.
Survival mode?
The survival mode. It's the same thing, you know, but I mean, hustle culture is like more like the culture that you think that you're supposed to be a certain way. And now that we are like completely deleting that from our, like everything that feels like hustle culture, a 9 to 5, the status quo, whatever it is, we're just like, nope, doesn't go with, it's not aligned with our new era, our new thing. And we just don't allow it. And we just say no. And then we are the ones making the decisions and really finally, after 23 years in this country, you know, understanding that it's like we are the priority, we go first, and then the rest of the world can continue running if they want to. But we are really being careful and mindful about that, because now it's not only about ourselves. She has a child that is also my nephew, and also the community, the women that we are, you know, we are, making our dreams come true, doing a show and everything, but they might get inspired, might go and do their dreams too and their own show or whatever their career is. So if we don't lead by example, by living this way, you know, of like, hustle, but you do your dreams. Hustle, I am dying here, but you do your dreams. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Yeah, I feel, but at the end of every day when we're living on that hustle culture, I feel like you don't even have the time to enjoy what you did, or to enjoy the accomplishment, or to say like, hey, little tap in the back, I did great, because you're like tired or already asleep because you got to do it all over again the next morning. So yes, taking that moment to say, hey, there's no hustle culture anymore. We're not living on survival mode anymore, because we have to be healthy in order to continue to do, our work and our dreams and everything, because that is such a responsibility for everybody who is watching us, our kids, everyone. I feel like our mission changes every day, and it shifts every time we look into ourselves and realize, or like ask ourselves, am I doing something that is worthy of, I don't know, my little son looking up to me? Or, you know, I feel like there's this mission that changes when you stop, when you breathe, when you stop living on automatic and like just doing so much.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. It is incredible. We definitely want to learn more about, you know, breath work, and if you can maybe guide us and guide the community on, you know, how do you get started with breath work? Like, what do you do? Where do I go?
Well, there's multiple places you can come to me.
Yes.
Come to Blanca, please.
Well, I'm at Breathe and Believe. That's where I'm at. And I do have virtual sessions on Zoom. And then I also do sessions like at the beach. I also do sessions at a hike. Ando poquita ronca because we went on a hike and we scream too, because also the scream allows to release any stresses out there. So part of the breathwork session too is un buen grito, to just let go of anything that
Sacarlo todo.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's one way. And then I'm also hosting a retreat where it's called Choosing Her, which goes to choosing the version of you that maybe you left behind. Maybe it was when you were 12, maybe it was when you were 7, maybe an adult relationship, where you lost yourself. So in that retreat, we will be visiting the different eras where you forgot her. We're going to bring her back to life through breath work and different practices and modalities. So that'll be in Joshua Tree. Los invito.
I've never been.
Oh,
you
it's
believe
so
it?
beautiful.
I'm so mad at myself. Never been.
Well, we have an opportunity to go.
See, April 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's coming up soon in April.
See,
Okay.
around the
Okay.
corner.
Okay.
Well,
Los
we'll talk
invito.
offline.
All right, Blanca, we have to wrap it up, but thank you so much for
Thank you both.
the honor of coming here to join us. Thank you for, being a Pinka Fesa. You're officially a
I
Pinka
love
Fesa.
I love Pinka.
So thank you for being here in community. We're very grateful that you came here, and please stay in touch.
I will. I love you guys both
Welcome
so much.
anytime.
Thank you for letting me be part of this sister moment. And
Yes.
Thank you.
You
We
are
felt
a
very
sister.
at home with you. So
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect.
thank you.